Well, hello, Don Johantges. You are our acting deputy district engineer at the Buffalo District, and I'd like to thank you for coming to interview with us today.
Oh, you're welcome. Good morning.
So, thank you. What is your position back at Division, and how did you come about coming over here and taking over for Dave Romano?
Sure. In Cincinnati, I'm the Civil Works Integration Division Chief, which means basically for the Civil Works programs, the money, any project that's funded out of those appropriations comes through that office there. So I work with the Ron Kozlowskis, if you will, of each of the districts. Those are my counterparts, and so we then divide that out, make sure the work that we actually have planned gets executed. So how did I come here? Major General Toy in taking care of people. We know that's part of his big push on that, and he really does live what he's proposing. What he's done is he's proposed for 14s and 15s across the region, and he watches this. And in fact, next week at the leadership program management review, Colonel Toth and I will talk what we're doing here within Buffalo District, but he's looking at it regionally at the 14-15 level to get folks and moving them temporarily into these opportunities, both for the betterment of the individual as a resume builder, but also to give get that experience both ways, both to the gaining organization and to the losing organization in the long term, getting that varied experience.
What was your perception of Buffalo District before coming here, if they could give us an overall impression?
Right. Buffalo District has a great reputation, and honestly, that is not just within our region, that's nationally. This is my third MSC that I've been involved with. I've been in SPD and in TAD before the Transatlantic Division before coming here. And Buffalo has a great reputation as a get it done organization, a small district, but that gets it done.
So while being here, hopefully your perception has not changed.
It's not.
But have you learned anything more specifically about the Buffalo District?
Mm-hmm. No, exactly, because I've worked in the past in my positions as the Military Integration Division Chief with FOOSRAP program, overseeing that, but then as the Civil Works Integration Division Chief on the more, across the Civil Works appropriations. I've gotten to know, David Frothingham in the Environmental Branch, Ron Kozlowski in the Programs Project Management Branch, and Bill Kowaleski in the Special Projects Branch. I've got to know them and their teams very, very well over the years. But now this opportunity has given me a chance to meet many others, you and many others in the district, and it definitely reinforced that perception.
What challenges have you seen the Buffalo District facing, and have you seen any developments while being here? Right.
Biggest challenge, and this is not unique to Buffalo District, biggest challenge right now is the federal budget. I mean, we all hear about the federal debt, and so the federal government's taking a slightly different tack, and we have a lot of work left over on the books, a lot of really good work out there that needs to be done. And so that's the biggest challenge, it's just the funding. But I'll tell you, Buffalo District is very uniquely, and I'll say that at least within our region, very unique in that it has very evenly balanced programs of work that they work on. IAS, the International Interagency Support for Others, the FOOSRAP program, the O&M, typically dredging, a lot of dredging here in the Buffalo District, and for the small projects, the CAP, GLRI, Great Lakes Restoration Initiative funded items. So you have a very balanced portfolio, so that if you take a hit in any one of those, the other three are certainly able to more than absorb that. So I guess the message there is to stay flexible, be able to don't get yourself too pigeonholed, be able to flex between those.
As far as details are concerned, doing these opportunities, going out to a different location, how is it a benefit to you professionally or personally, and do you recommend it to someone else?
Yeah, absolutely. Personally, I took it as a challenge. When General Toy, actually when your boss comes into your office, closes the door, and he says, "I'd like you to do something for me," it's one of those type of a deal, but it actually personally very rewarding. I wanted the challenge because I had let him know ahead of time. So in all fairness, I had talked to him and my boss ahead of time saying I'd be interested in doing something like this. I was very happy when he came to see me and said Buffalo was an opportunity. So personally, very rewarding. I wanted the challenge, and it's indeed resulted in that very rewarding. Professionally, it certainly helps in building for future opportunities for me, but it also will help me professionally in my job when I go back to Cincinnati. I've gained gained a greater appreciation and experience level of the work that's being done along, not just in Buffalo District, but along the Great Lakes in general.
Is there anything particular about Buffalo District that you might take back to division? Any practices or?
There is. This is, and again, unique, at least within our region here, is the use of program advocates, which is the branch chiefs or the resource providers. There's always two, one from the technical side and one from the program side that are involved with each and every project. That is very good because they can very quickly identify any issues, and then they are the resource providers, so they can get people on that to take care of problems long before it becomes a problem known at those higher levels. That is something I'm taking back, and there are at least a few other districts that I would like to introduce this concept to that I know of right offhand, but honestly I think any organization, any district would benefit.
So a little question, what about the Buffalo experience? Did you have any fun experiences that you'd like to share?
Well, this time, interesting enough, this weekend will be only my 6th weekend I've spent here. I've spent a lot of time on the road, and for the parents out there, my son just graduated from high school a couple months ago, and he's already in college. So during that time frame, I've been very busy, trying to do all this family things. So I've spent quite a few trips back and forth between Cincinnati and in New York, which is where New York City, which is where my wife is from. So I've done a lot of time on the road. But for those 6 weekends I was here, I'll tell you, this is a wonderful city. I don't know if it's that well known. It wasn't to me, certainly before I got here, but this is, a renaissance going on here in Buffalo. So you're should be very proud of your city, and it's coming back, post-industrial phase here now. A lot of renovations going on. Beautiful city. And I caught the weather just at the right time.
Yes,
here.
It's great for those of us who have been here for a few decades to see that transition.
Yeah.
So, for people who have never been here, it's always looked like this.
That's right. That's right. We usually my first experience with this was Niagara Falls. I was 8 years old. Come here, my family decided for whatever reason, spring break, early April, this is a great idea to go to Niagara Falls. Well, it was still frozen, the wind coming in off the lake, unbelievable. So somebody from Cincinnati, that was maybe not such a good idea. I didn't do that to my children after that experience as a kid, but honestly, it's beautiful now that we've come out of the, at springtime into the summer now. Beautiful country. Definitely highly recommend for folks coming up here, at least during those 6 months out of the year with the good weather.
Well, Don, we surely did appreciate having you here. It's been a pleasure, and you've been a tremendous asset to us for the past 4 months. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for doing the interview.